Once upon a time, in a cosy little village nestled among green hills and winding streams, there lived a sweet little girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She was known for her cheerful demeanour and her love for exploring the forest near her grandmother's cottage. One sunny morning, Little Red Riding Hood's mother asked her to take a basket of goodies to her grandmother, who lived on the other side of the forest. "Be careful, my dear," her mother warned. "Stay on the path and don't talk to strangers." Little Red Riding Hood promised to be careful and set off on her journey, skipping along the familiar path through the woods. As she wandered, she picked wildflowers and sang songs, enjoying the beauty of nature around her. Suddenly she came across a cunning wolf hiding behind a bush. "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf said with a sly grin. "Where are you off to on this lovely day?" Little Red Riding Hood, unaware of the wolf's true intentions, replied cheerfully, "I'm going to visit my grandmother and bring her some treats." The wolf's eyes gleamed with mischief as he devised a wicked plan. "What a kind granddaughter you are," he said. "Why don't you take the longer path through the woods? It's much prettier, and you might even find some lovely flowers to pick for your grandmother." Trusting the wolf's words, Little Red Riding Hood veered off the path and into the deeper woods. Meanwhile, the wolf raced ahead, arriving at grandmother's cottage before her. When Little Red Riding Hood finally reached her grandmother's cottage, she was surprised to find the door ajar. "Grandmother, are you home?" she called out. The wolf, disguised as grandmother, replied with a raspy voice, "Come in, my dear." As Little Red Riding Hood entered the cottage, she noticed something strange about her grandmother. "Oh, grandmother, what big ears you have," she said. "All the better to hear you with, my dear," the wolf replied, trying to sound like grandmother. Little Red Riding Hood grew even more suspicious. "And grandmother, what big eyes you have," she said. "All the better to see you with, my dear," the wolf said, licking his lips in anticipation. Suddenly, Little Red Riding Hood realized the truth. With a brave heart, she screamed for help, and nearby woodcutters came rushing to her aid. They chased the wolf away and rescued grandmother, who had been tied up and hidden in the closet. From that day forward, Little Red Riding Hood learned to always stay on the path and never trust strangers. She returned home safely, where her grateful mother hugged her tightly. And as the sun set over the village, Little Red Riding Hood knew that she had learned an important lesson about kindness, courage, and the dangers that lurk in the woods.